going. How's it going, guys? Welcome to After Hours, where we already drank quite a bit and we're starting a podcast now. In case you didn't know what the name of the podcast is, it's After Hours.
After when? Hours. Just kidding.
Exactly. After where?
Hours.
After how? Hours. Makes no sense. Okay, I guess we're starting with that then.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, guys? We're back with another episode of After Hours.
Since when? It's gonna after.
Okay, so like that.
Yeah. Like,
Boom.
because you like normally, well, you want to do it hard enough so that it compresses it.
So that the leaf is angry.
Yes. Angry leaf. Angry leaf. You gotta think like Mojito.
Okay, in case you guys don't know, we're making a mixed drink again. I forget what it's called. How many
Mint julep. I did 2 spoons.
Toon spoons?
2 spoons.
Is that good enough for you?
I mean, gravy. For the amount I had?
Should I do more?
No, 2 seems good. Like it definitely needs a lot of ice.
Okay.
Like, because it's not that it's not good.
You know,
It's delicious.
When we went to the Circle K.
We should have just got a fucking cup of ice.
We just got a cup of ice.
Fucking A.
And it's like the good ice too. It's like
I know.
It's like the already crushed up ice, or the little, what do you call it?
There were little circles. Oh fuck! I was gonna grab that one too. Like the mint.
Is that good enough ice?
I mean, yeah.
No.
Yes.
I said yes. Okay, and then I just how much whiskey would you say I had?
Well, 3 ounces, which is pour of a second with that bottle. There you go. But yeah, dude, the like first time having a mint julep. That I mean, assuming I've made it right. Very good, actually.
Let me just stir this up.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't normally have this much ice in my whiskey.
Yeah, but apparently, to be fair, we're using like half the amount of ice that they said to use, which is like a full glass.
That's fair. Fair. Okay, cool. So what are we talking about this week?
Humanity versus technology.
Yeah,
it's
and
gonna be
I thought this was gonna be an easy one.
Yeah, so did I. That's why,
I mean, first
I thought
Terminator. I got this.
Yeah.
Because if I could think one that quickly, I could find one for everyone that quickly.
Wasn't the case.
Was not the case. I probably had the most problem out of both of us, and yeah. I usually do, to be honest. But I excel in other areas than Darren. Darren excels in more areas than me, but that's why we complete each other.
Gross. Don't say it like that.
Fair. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. How's yours?
I don't know yet. You were right on the 2 spoonfuls.
Yeah.
I added an extra.
Yeah, dude, like it doesn't need to be sweetened. It the mint works so well just with the whiskey. It doesn't need sweetness at all. It's weird. I like it. It's not bad. It's kind of when cooking, I don't add sugar to pancake mix. I just add vanilla because it gives you that sense of sweetness. And everybody's like, "Oh, they're amazing. They're so sweet." It's like, no, you just taste vanilla in that shit and you think it's sweet.
It's not sweetness at all.
It's not sweetness at all. It's like there's no sugar in there.
Heck yeah. Cool. So, did we want to skip a random since we didn't even think of one and just jump into it?
Fine. Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Again, we're After Hours. Humanity versus technology. What do you want to talk about first? We wrote things down. We're just a little more unprepared than usual today, I feel like.
Yeah. It was literally, they decided like an hour, like a few hours ago.
let's do movies. Movies, easy. That's probably the easiest topic in this subject.
You sure about that?
Maybe.
Okay, cool.
Well, let's go with the obvious one that I kind of already gave away. Terminator. All the Terminators. Humanity versus technology. Do I need to explain?
This button looks like it's screaming.
It's not a button.
Whatever it is.
It's the bottom to something.
Okay.
It goes there.
Whatever it is,
it looks like it's screaming.
Whatever it is, it's in trouble. Oh, that was weird.
What?
I thought I saw somebody like right here.
Oh, it's possible.
Yeah.
Jess said she saw a white thing in my room just walk through it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The other day.
That's madness.
Well, I was in the kitchen.
No, like I literally like heard. Well, I heard something, and then I was like, oh, okay, somebody's approaching from behind, and I was like, I'll give him a quick glance. Saw something black, like a black shadow right here, and I was just like, oh, okay. And then I looked. Nothing.
Nothing there. Yeah. I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
But
and that's fair because you're like facing that direction too. So I'm just gonna keep that in my peripherals now. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so actually I do have a random.
Yeah.
I went to the movie theaters recently.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Are they even open?
They're open.
Oh.
They are open now. As of at least last week, I guess, last Friday. They were open. I watched The New Mutants. But that's not the topic of the story. The topic of the story is that, I don't know if you know this, but the old Harkins was haunted, right?
No, it wasn't. It was a new building.
No, the old Harkins.
Yeah, I know.
I know it was a new building, but people said they saw, like, shadows walking around, like...
Inside of it?
Mm-hmm. And it was, you know the old Harkins where you go in, it's the number 1. That's all the way to the back to the right?
Yeah.
At the end?
Yeah.
They said that one was haunted. And that when you watch a movie in there, sometimes you see a shadow just walk by and, like, it's not there. You know? It's really weird just because you could see it pass by clearly, but then it, like, dissipates, like, right afterwards.
Yeah.
When I was watching New Mutants here, which makes no sense, I'm like, oh yeah, the theater's haunted, but that was the old theater that was haunted.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there watching, and there was like they got everyone spaced out and everything, and I know that there was 2 people sitting there, but when the trailers started happening before the movie started,
yeah,
I saw a shadow pass by me. I'm like, okay, someone's going by. I lift my legs up, and then as soon as it goes in front of me, it just dissipates, disappears, and I was just like, interesting. I paid no mind after that. I'm like, this happens.
Yeah. You just kind of like freeze, and then it's like, that's a thing, right?
This happens. People see this type of stuff
all the time.
And I'm like, wait, no, that was at the old theater. So it's led me to believe that Harkins is in possession of something that they brought over from the old theater to this theater that is
makes it haunted.
That is possessed of some sort. You know?
Yeah. Like some part of their equipment or something.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense of, like, it's like, that building wasn't haunted, it was new.
Yeah.
And my dad helped build that. The old Harkins that was new. He did the wiring for it.
Yeah, I was like, how the fuck is that haunted? That was a new building.
Well, I agree. But yeah, that's a thing. just randomly off the top of my head.
No, that's great. Like, so when I was living in Vegas, had similar like sighting. No, this is like one of the very few times that I've seen something like a ghost or an apparition like walking.
Like legitly?
And, like legit walking and on the block, and I was like, okay. And so there was a bar that was like a block from where I used to live. I used to go play the table games they had there. Well, table games is in like the little table machine that they have for like a slot machine. Mm-hmm. Not like card game or anything. Used to play Keno. Just put like $20 into a Keno machine. If I lose, whatever, I got a few beers out of it. So yeah. So I usually get like 1 or 2 beers out of $20. Sometimes I walk away with a little more than I came in with. Sometimes I just pay $20 for 2 beers. It's like, yeah, whatever. But there was one night, I played a game, put in the $20. I lose, so I'm like, okay, might as well walk back, go home, go to sleep. Walking down the block, this is a new part of the Vegas too, like a new area, and I'm like, okay. I walk down the block. There's no housing on this block. It's like an empty block, an empty stretch of housing where there's no housing, and then he comes back into housing for a block, which is really weird. So I was like, okay. I just start walking. At the end of the block, I'm like, oh, I can see all the houses and stuff. And there's a lady in a pink dress just walking. And I'm like, oh, okay, somebody else is up this late. Not odd. Vegas. People are up all times, all hours of the night.
City that never sleeps.
Yeah. So
that's New York.
That's New York.
but still makes sense.
Yeah. So I was like, it's not strange to see another person walking around at night. So I start walking, and I'm like, I just think it's my eyesight, because I'm like, that person looks fuzzy. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then I'm like, wait, but I can see through them. I can see the fucking building behind them, as well as them just walking, that lady walking in a pink dress.
It's weird to explain, right?
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay. And I just I keep walking because I gotta go this way to get home. And I'm like, okay. And I just keep walking, and I'm like, and it turns around, and it just starts to slowly, blend into the background. Like, all of her pink dress and her skin color, her hair, everything just slowly starts to blend back into reality.
Like dissipate, right?
Yeah.
It just vanishes.
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever really seen a full body apparition.
Yeah.
Other than what I saw, and I wouldn't even call that a full body apparition. It was just a shadow.
Uh-huh.
But it's to really describe how it disappears is odd.
Yes.
It's
actually what do you call it? It's like the Avengers when they actually during Infinity War where the people just disappear
from the snap. Yeah.
It's
spoilers.
Like that. It's like that. Only it really happens, but they don't turn into ash or anything.
It's
just dissipate.
Yeah.
It's like colorless ash that they turn into. It's literally just fading away.
Anyways, so I guess we did have a random.
No, I got another one that I wasn't drunk at, and I was just a kid, and I was literally I saw it, and I'm pretty sure it was on I did it for one of our scary stories that I was telling, and then we were all of us reacted to it, and we were just like, but that's next month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wait, yeah, next month. So you get to hear that story. Probably later, sometime.
Next month, yeah. It's the beginning of spooky season, so we're starting off with light ones.
Yeah.
That happened to us sooner than the other ones.
Yeah. This is an interesting cup, though.
It's meant for camping.
Why would a cup go camping?
It camps with me. It's a very dear friend, a camping friend.
Oh.
It's actually my favorite cup.
Just like the
to
Ewok?
take anywhere.
It's like your co-pilot?
You'd think with the three placements on the bottom, it would make it very unsturdy, but it has the best grip on uneven surfaces.
Yeah, I know. That's what it's designed for.
I know. But just the look of it makes you feel like it isn't.
No, it makes sense because it has 3 points of contact.
But 4 points of contact is usually preferred.
No. Tripod.
Tripod. Oh, okay.
It's just sturdier now.
Oh, you got me.
No, have you never heard of that? Tripod's the most stable form of stable base.
No, I haven't heard that. But let's get back to the movie again. Terminator.
Which movie?
Terminator. All of
That's
them.
not a real movie.
All the Terminators.
Oh, okay. What about the first one?
That one included, yes.
Okay.
But yeah.
Especially the first one.
Humanity versus technology. Humanity created the technology that made technology more advanced than they know.
Yeah.
They made the computer too smart for its own good. And yeah, I don't know. It was back then when it first came out, it was a really good premise for a movie. Scary movie at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Futuristic.
Yeah. At first, it was a very scary movie. Not very scary, but like it was produced as a scary movie.
Was it?
Terminator, yeah.
It was produced as a horror film?
Not exactly horror. I wouldn't say horror, but like it could have very well gone that way.
I would go that way, yeah.
Because the first one has its moments where it's like dun, 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 it's almost like a Jason type of thing. But they went more for like the action-packed version of it than like trying to stick with making it a little more dark and scary.
Yeah,
it's dark. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. It's just not as scary.
It's plenty dark. Wait, are you talking about the very first movie?
Yeah,
when it was like Reese.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kyle Reese. The mom. John Connor.
Sarah Connor. Yeah, the mom. John. The mom, John Connor. That one. That's good stuff, man. Do you like the last one they did?
Which one's the last one? Genesis?
Yeah, no. Is it Genesis?
I don't know, the one with the lady Targaryen?
What?
No, I haven't seen the latest one. Because Sarah Connor comes back, right?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that one. I've seen the one before that one.
Oh, that one's so great. Yeah. It's a good story.
I remember seeing in the commercials, it was like, the Arnold Schwarzenegger disappears and he's like, he'll be back.
I thought I watched that with you. That's weird.
Oh, we gotta watch later though.
What's that?
Mulan.
That has nothing to do with technology.
No, it doesn't. You missed. He's 3 feet in front of you, and you missed.
He's 3 feet in front of you. Oh, they should bring back Eddie Murphy for that.
Mushu's not in it, man.
For real? The fuck?
As far as I know, neither is the Lucky Cricket.
The sun on you, sun on your cow. Oh God! How do they replace such classics?
I mean, they went more for the
historical approach.
I guess historical approach. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't really studied into it. I didn't want to because I didn't want to give anything away for myself.
I just know that it's one of the most accurate depictions that Disney's done of like a historical piece.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Back to humanity versus technology. What's one you got?
Oh shit! Movies.
Then you got like 10 movies down.
Well, I'm gonna get the obvious one with Will Smith, the iRobot.
iRobot is a good one.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf, he's great too.
Is Shia LaBeouf in that one?
Yeah.
Is he really?
He's the kid. He plays a kid, and he's like kind of like comic relief in there.
Like he was for Constantine.
Yeah, that and what the hell was the other one? Indiana Jones. Yeah.
I don't think he was there for comic relief in Indiana Jones. I think they were hinting at the idea of him replacing.
Yeah,
it wasn't gonna
Harrison
work.
Ford. Yeah, no, it wasn't gonna work.
Anyways, what other ones do you
have? The Avatar. Or Avatar, not the Avatar.
I'm talking about James Cameron.
Yes.
Nice. That is one. It's just basically the retelling of how America was taken over.
Well, no, I just think it's a classic tale of like what's more important, really. Is progress more important, or is environment?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it has to do with really anything, because like almost all civilizations are conquered. To be honest, this one might be at its end too. Just kidding. America's about to be bought out by China, so.
Get ready to speak Mandarin.
Bro, did you hear that they've already bought up a shitload of stuff in New York? Like half of the property in New York?
Have not.
Yeah. When I was moving out of Vegas.
Can they do that though?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, they already bought up most of our debt. They can't tell the American government that they don't want that debt repaid. It's like they bought up our debt. It's like we're indebted to them. They can't be like, oh yeah, well you can't buy stuff here. It's like, Yeah, they can. We owe him a shitload of money. That's why, like, Rick and Morty, when he was like, you don't see China coming over here and pissing on the White House, do you? I'm sure they wouldn't. They paid for it.
They paid for it.
It's like, why would they? They paid for it.
Nice.
Fucking hilarious.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
I enjoy that choice.
Do you have any other ones?
Space Odyssey 2000. Which is, I feel like, a perfect depiction of humanity versus technology.
Yeah.
There's that point where, what's his name? What's the robot's name?
Oh, fuck.
But it was perfect the way they did it cinematically, right? Where when the robot was talking, it was just the red, quote unquote, eye.
Yeah.
I always assumed it was an eye. It's probably not an eye. It's probably like its power on button.
Yeah.
Power on light. So that's how you knew it was on.
That giant iPad nano.
But I always imagined it as being an eye, and I'm sure most people did.
Yeah, I believe they do.
And just the whole scene there where he's trying to make it to where he needs to on the spaceship to turn him off because the robot basically became sentient and was like, hey, why did he become sentient? Because of the tablet. We don't know what the tablet is.
Yeah.
But apparently, I was just given the information of the ending of that movie, why he went back to Earth and he was a baby. It's because he went back to Earth as a baby to teach all the humans how they're supposed to live.
Really?
Something like that. It's
I haven't seen the movie in such a long time.
It's written in the book. You wouldn't get that from the movie.
Yeah.
It just shows that scene, and it's just like, well, fuck me, right? Like, I don't get it. Nobody got it unless you read the book.
Yeah, that's fair.
I did not read the book, by the way. I could be getting like half of that wrong.
Do you know that there's a movie completely unrelated called I think it's called Mission to Mars with I think it's with Mark Wahlberg, where it has the same like type of thing. Like he's got that fucking tablet thing, but except the thing's animatronic. It's supposed to be an AI that corrects their ships and their course and their.
No, it wasn't Matt Damon. It was somebody else.
No, I said Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. You said Mark Wahlberg. I said Matt Damon. I was thinking Mars. But Matt Damon did go to Mars too.
No, that one was a different one, right?
Yeah, I think it was just called Mars.
Oh, okay.
But there was a different one. Was it Mark Wahlberg? I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
They're trying to run away from it, and then they find out that Mars actually has oxygen. And then,
no, they were looking for like a planet that could sustain life, and then there was teams that were sent out beforehand that were supposed to report back, and one of them was didn't have a distress signal from the planet. So what they sent was a false signal that the planet was good to live on, but the only thing they were trying to do was lure them there so that they can come help them on a dying planet that was collapsing.
That's not Mark Wahlberg. That was Matt Damon.
Was it?
That was Matt Damon with Interstellar.
That's not Interstellar.
You just described that part with Matt Damon in Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey.
Yes. I did just explain that. That's fucking. But yeah, that's what that movie was. Dude, I get so many like sci-fi movies mixed up now. Fuck.
But it was not that movie. They were on a mission to Mars, and something happened. That robot you're talking about had like crazy like dog legs and stuff and could run fast. Well, it was hunting them down, right?
No, it wasn't hunting. It was their guided. It was an AI system that literally could help them in with whatever they needed. Mm-hmm. And it was like the thing was also like partly sentient because it was like, oh yeah, well I was just trying to make the best judgment for you, and it was like lying to them as well, like saying, oh yeah, well you needed to be comforted, you didn't need the truth, you needed to be told what you needed to hear to move on. It's like, oh shit, it's like a fucking robot that can analyze that.
Are you is this still Interstellar that you were talking about? Okay. I'm thinking of a wholly different movie, but the one I'm thinking of is Technology versus Humanity as well. But it was like a movie made like in like late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, the only reason I brought it up is because they had that same thing. It has the pillar. It's like literally like the pillar is his co-captain, and it's literally like laying in the cockpit next to him. And when and it's weird because it just looks like a black like tab what do you call it, monument thing. Mm-hmm. And then it can morph its own shape.
The movie is called Red Planet.
Yes, something like that.
The one I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
And it was made in 2000.
Oh, you know what is a good one? That's a Humanity vs. Machine. It was a Netflix movie. It's called Mother, or I Mother, or something like that.
Haven't seen it, no.
Oh, it's about a baby. It's about a human baby who's raised by I don't know if it's a cyborg or if it's just an AI system, mm-hmm. but the AI system raises a human child, and it doesn't it tells it not to go out into the world because the world is apparently like toxic and just completely fucked over, I guess. It's like one of those end of the world scenarios where everything outside's fucked up.
Yeah. Fallout situation.
Yeah. And then they finally run into like a human at their front gates, and then it's like, and then the only two humans you ever see, they start fighting back against an entire world of robots.
What?
Yeah, and then it's just
a left turn.
But like, yeah, and then it's like no, and then like at the end of the movie, like you see the AI system that raised the child, how it actually cared about the human child mm-hmm. in the end because it was helping them the whole time. Like behind the scenes, the whole time it was helping them, and it was literally like every time you like have a close encounter in that entire movie, it's like, oh yeah, well this mother program is corrupting these other things so that her human child could survive.
Huh.
And it's like it's not till you get to the end that you find out that technology is like obtained the idea of feelings.
I just thought of another one too. WALL-E.
Fuck that movie.
It's a great movie, man. The first half of it has no talking. It's great. But yeah, it's humanity versus technology. Humanity becomes super lazy with technology. Technology thinks it can just, hey, you guys need to survive.
Dude, I don't know this fucking bubble wrap they got. These things are hilarious.
But yeah, I'm right on that one.
Are you though?
that one counts.
Fair enough. Okay.
Move on?
Yeah.
Move on. Television. Seems like a good segue.
Yeah.
Movie, TV. Terminator. I'm just kidding.
Terminator. The Sarah Connor Chronicles. I love it. I haven't seen that show. I hear good things though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Me either. That's why I said it.
I heard good things.
Shut up.
What do you have down?
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a lot of aspects. I mean, the whole basis of the show is humanity versus technology.
Yeah.
Which is
overbearing technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let's just talk about our favorite episode from Black Mirror. What's your favorite episode from Black Mirror?
The first one, mainly because it was a show that wasn't it wasn't typical. Half the time you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Just because and that's what drew you in to begin with.
I didn't watch it for a long time, only because one of my friends was like, "Unless you want to see a guy fucking a pig, don't watch the show." I'm like, what? Which is basically the first episode.
Yeah.
And
I think it has the same kind of draw as American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's
but I think it has I think it pulls it off better.
Yeah.
every time I watch American Horror Story, it has a great beginning, middle, and then the end just feels like it just falls apart.
What?
Always.
Really?
For me, yeah. Every American Horror Story season I've seen, it always tends to fall apart at the end. Like, even my favorite season, which was the first season, like, at the end, it just felt like, you know, not that the writing got lazy, but they were just like, went away with it when it could have ended so much better.
Ah.
Same with Asylum, The Witches, the I haven't seen the rest of Roanoke, but like all the previous seasons before that.
Okay.
The Circus. I don't know. It just like it always starts out great and then it just falls apart.
You know what's great?
For me at least.
You know what's a really good one? Vikings.
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 But
those motherfuckers were stubborn. Huh?
In terms of Black Mirror, I think my favorite one was the one where they're all trapped inside that building and they think everything outside is dangerous.
Yeah.
And you know they have like the tier systems of like who's popular, who's not, and then the one guy who was like telling people to rise up and everything becomes really popular, and then he just becomes part of the system to help people be complacent with where they are. Like, oh yeah, I'm doing something.
Yeah, he just becomes a part of the program.
Yeah, I thought that was very
realistic.
Quote unquote woke.
Woke.
But yeah, that was one of my favorites.
That's what happens. It's not odd. It's not too far from the truth, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Black Mirror, great. One that I have, which like the entire time we were talking, I was trying to figure out stuff. I'd say something like, "That's versus aliens." I'm like, so they're going against technology.
It's like it's aliens. It's just aliens.
But one that I think is that really it is against aliens, but it also has humanity like on the very bottom side of the spectrum of how advanced we are compared to how advanced aliens were.
Yeah.
Compared to like where it started and where they're at now and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is Falling Skies. You ever watch that show? It's a TNT show.
No.
But the way they kind of like overpowered the technology, not overpowered, but like outsmarted technology that the aliens had was using. One of the main characters is a professor of history, history of the United States and wars and stuff.
Yeah.
And so then he knew like a whole bunch of like war strats and all this stuff. And so then when humanity collapsed, he was like one of the center people. Like so, you know, like all the top military brass people that were still alive were like, hey, let's do this. Well, you know, historically,
yeah,
and stuff. And I just thought it was a really good show that started out really good. It had like good 3-4 seasons, and then it started going off the deep end, as most shows of that caliber do. You know, like if it doesn't end within 5 seasons, it's probably gonna go off the deep end, which it did. But you know, I thought it was a really good one against humanity versus technology.
You know, it's another good one.
Hatish.
Lost in Time. I'm just kidding.
Lost in Space.
No, not Lost in Space. Lost in Time.
So that's aliens again.
That's not aliens.
No, I'm talking about Lost in Space.
Huh?
I'm talking about Lost in Space.
Oh.
which is aliens, but
it's like it's just aliens. No, but Lost in Time's a weird one.
Land Before Time?
Yeah, that one too. Yeah, they were trying to fight that fucking meteor. Mm-hmm. Impossible task.
They didn't have the technology.
They didn't have the technology to survive. Oh god.
But yeah,
fucking hilarious that they like somebody wrote on the damn.
What is
meteor,
Lost in Time?
You fuck noob. Oh god.
What's Lost in Time?
Huh? Oh, it's a really old show. Don't bother with it.
Oh, okay. It's like, oh, it's another one. Lost in Time. What about it? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's almost it's like on the verge of Stargate. Another old show.
Fair. I do like Stargate though. But that's just aliens again.
It's just aliens. They're all aliens. Battlefield Earth. That was a good one too.
But that's just aliens again.
That is just aliens.
Like,
that's legit aliens.
Okay, yeah. What's next? Anime.
Fanime?
Anime. Fanime, sure. What's fanime?
Huh? You know, like abridged stuff. It's good.
Dragon Ball Z abridged. You ever watch any of that? It's pretty hilarious.
Some of them, yeah, they're pretty funny. Especially like the Gohan versus during the Cell Saga. Oh god.
All right. What do you have down? Don't say the first one. I have first.
SAO?
SAOs.
No, I think the best.
Are online?
Yeah, but I got to give credit to Hack because they always did it first. I'm always going to give it to Hack before Sword Art.
Yeah, well, I've never seen Hack. Explain Hack to me.
So, it's literally the story of SAO. Like, but more people.
Before SAO.
But yeah, like literally like 10 years before SAO. But it's like, except it's not like an adventure world. It's well, actually, it is literally an adventure world. Same setup as SAO, like literally that they get trapped inside, and they end up having to fight. Except in Hack, there's a few people in the world that corrupted the game. Mm-hmm. And if you go too deep within the game, you actually start getting stuck in it, and your life becomes attached to it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So and then the interesting thing that what I thought about it was that, oh yeah, there's always going to be cheaters in a game, but these cheaters ended up encrypting so much of their own code into the game that that's how you like literally bind yourself to the game. That you just encrypt too much of yourself into the game, and then you just become a part of it. And it's obviously back then, well, the idea was that it was hooked up to so much of your vitals that you just became a part of the game, and if you ever died in the game, you died in real life.
So SAO.
Yeah, virtual reality. VR game.
I mean, someday.
Yeah. But no, like I like Hack was so much better because it was like it didn't encompass like one person. It was a group of people.
Well, one of Ian's favorite animes was SAO.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, did you hear there's a Sword Art Online game coming out? I was like, oh, really? Is it virtual reality? No? Then I don't want to play it.
Then I don't want to play it. Is it a VR game? No? Then I don't want it.
I thought that was hilarious. I was like, you're right.
Oh, God. That's pretty hilarious, though.
Yeah. So one of the animes I put down was Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Which is an obvious choice. I feel like it's like one of the first things I wrote down. But, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
It's good.
Like, it's still very watchable today, which is why I don't want to talk too much about it, because, like, if you haven't seen Ghost in the Shell,
who the fuck are you? I'm just kidding.
Go watch it. I mean, you can watch it before you watch the live action movie. Live action movie's not bad. It's just there's so much more to explain in the anime.
I've never actually watched the live action version.
No, not. You didn't watch the one with Scarlett Johansson?
Uh-uh.
I enjoyed it.
It's decent.
I enjoyed it. A lot of people hated on the movie only because of the fact that it was a Scarlett Johansson and they didn't cast an Asian character.
That's dumb.
Yeah,
that's a dumb reason to hate a movie.
I agree. She's a magnificent actress.
The funny thing is that she was cast in an American body.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so you're mad that
you're mad they're keeping to the story, right?
You mad about that?
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great story, front to back. I feel like it's got the mystery, it's got the it's got the draw.
Very good draw. How'd she go invisible? I want to see that. That's the main thing I'm worried about. I'm like interested in is like.
I totally forgot there was a movie until like I started talking about Ghost.
Yeah, and I was like.
I mean, technically, there's
like that scene with her like.
Episodes.
Yeah, the scene with her like running through the water when she's invisible. One of the greatest things I've seen.
I think they have it in a movie.
Yeah.
And
they recreated like a live action movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think they pulled it off.
Dope.
But yeah, watch the anime before the movie. You don't have to watch the movie. It's just basically the anime.
Yeah, it's pretty much like what do you call it? It's like watching The Matrix, Terminator. It's like every. Oh, it's so many things all in one.
How did we not mention The Matrix?
I don't know.
How did we not mention The Matrix?
Oh god.
Obviously, The Matrix.
Yeah, The Matrix. You see that, right?
It's quite literally humanity versus technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we could probably do it for the shows. Have you ever seen The Animatrix?
Yes.
That is a fucking cool ass. Like that's a good like 13. I think it's 13 little show like miniseries. Mm-hmm. Really good.
It shows that one kid who was like super obsessed with Neo because Neo saved him from the reality, and he was just like, "I'm going for it," and I'm like, "Dude, that guy's crazy." like he has way too much faith in this.
Mine was the one that stuck with me the most was the cyborg army under the water. And how like the cyborgs came to rule humanity when they. That's like the origin story of how we got overtaken.
Yeah. I mean, there has to be better energy sources than us, right?
No. What I mean is like they I mean, obviously the story was that we blacked out the sun, so they couldn't be powered because they were solar powered. So once we blackened the skies, they had no other source of power. So they forced humans to be the power. But beforehand, it was like humans and robots were semi-symbiotic life, and then they just they dumped so many robot trash into the ocean that they literally formed their own society and overcame us.
Huh. I totally forgot that part.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
What else do you have for anime?
Fanime. I'm just kidding. I don't think Black Lagoon actually like.
In case you can't tell, I rolled my eyes.
I don't think Black Lagoon really like counts, but I just wanted to mention it because it's hilarious.
A lot less ice than it says to put in there, but
yeah. To be honest. Kind of the way, dude. You should. So when I try, okay. So I made the first thing I did when I was like, I think I already introduced myself as a cook. So, so one of the things you do as a cook is you taste things at every stage, so that you know how to manipulate it and where the manipulation has gone wrong. So, at the beginning of the mint julep, I'm like, oh, okay. So this is what. Mint and sugar's like, and then I was like, oh, okay, what about mint, sugar, and whiskey? That was super powerful. Well, actually, I didn't even add the simple syrup first because I just added mint into my whiskey. And that was strong. Like, you gotta try this. Like, just crush.
Just the mint and the whiskey?
Yeah.
After this drink, I'll try it.
This is the way I'll describe it. The mint opens up your pores and like everything, all your senses, and the whiskey just like takes over. And the whiskey just like fills those like, yeah. Mint opens the door, whiskey fills those doors.
What whiskey are we having?
We're having Taylor whiskey.
My little brother's named Taylor.
Yeah.
We already made fun of him about that.
Yeah, we told him to jump in the bottle. It's EH. We are doing the small batch, which supposedly is the rarer version of it. But
yeah, I don't know. We found it, so it can't be that rare.
No, it's pretty rare. I've searched all over town for one, like just a bottle of Taylor in general. Haven't found one other than this one.
Heck yeah. I told you to stop by there, and I was right.
I mean, yeah, you were right. No, there's
not that it's a contest, but
no. Apparently, like these bottles, just the branding on the bottle itself is one of the reasons I wanted it.
Yeah, it looks really. It's a nice bottle. It's got the signature of J.H. Taylor. I'm just kidding. E.H. Taylor. It's a very fine looking bottle. Fine.
No, like so the other ones, as I seen them, just this changes the color of the signature.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've seen.
It's like blue.
Yeah, blue, black, like a
Green?
goldish one. Yeah, I think there is a green one because that's usually like marked for like rye.
Makes sense. Where are we at?
We
You said Black Lagoon.
Yeah, because for the lulz.
For the lulz.
We're gonna go with games now.
Are we going with games?
Yeah.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Deus Ex, the entire saga, because
I know the premise of it. I've seen Derek play a little bit. Never played it myself.
Really, it's a great RPG.
Yeah.
It's like you can literally play the game a multitude of different ways, but eventually you just end up at the end of the game. Some of the games you literally end up like dying just for the thing. Which like if you've ever played the game, you start out the game kind of like, oh, like the first time you play through, it's like, oh, I'm reborn into this world as this, and then at the end of the game you realize why you die and come back, and then you play through it again, and it's like, oh shit, it's supposed to be one of those things, but it's like one of those
Inception.
one of those Groundhog Day scenarios.
I dig it. Can you dig it?
But the main thing is that you're usually fighting an overbearing AI intelligence. That's the premise of almost every game, of every one of the Deus Exes.
Overbearing AI?
Yeah. Like, literally AI that's controlling everybody, and then you just gotta, like, solve mysteries on how, and you figure out how the AI is manipulating everybody.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would do.
That story's weird. The stories are weird. The stories are very weird. Like, one of my favorite ones is, like, there's one of my favorite side missions is so fucking hilarious because I, like, literally, like, I started the mission. Well, before I started the mission, I ended up just robbing both of these coffee places because I was like, both of you suck. I'm stealing both of your shit. I literally just went into like it's a kind of like it's one of those games if you go behind their shop they don't say shit, and if they don't see you, obviously you can use your sneak ability and get the shit behind them.
Steal.
So yeah, I do that to both of them, and like I gotta admit the AI is a little more like smart to it. Like they'll keep an eye on you once you go behind the thing, and they'll obviously patrol their secret shit.
Yeah.
But you can obviously get rid of them in like various ways, but once you steal their shit, I started a mission that was literally for like, hey, you need to gather intel about this coffee shop and this coffee shop, and then you figure out at the end, like, so I had already stolen all their money and these paperwork for both of them, and I was like, okay, cool, as I already have this stuff, I literally like take it to the AI, and it was like, oh yeah, they're the same company. They're competing brand, like they're literally like through the entire game you're like you literally hear both of these coffee shops like bicker against each other and try to be like, I'm the better coffee shop and I'm the better coffee shop, and then it's like at the end of the game you finally realize they're the same fucking they're the same coffee. And then it's like, fuck you. I was like, I'm glad I stole all your shit.
That's funny.
It just made me so proud to be like, I was like, I realized from the beginning, all I had to do was steal all their shit. Both of them, the entire game.
Heck yeah. So the game I have down is a game we've mentioned before, but not from this aspect, I guess. But is Halo. and how humanity.
This is aliens. I'm just kidding.
Yes, you're right. But you know, there's the rings, the halos.
Goddamn.
Where technology we didn't encounter before, and had the opportunity to destroy the entire universe, galaxy.
I'm gonna go with galaxy.
Because the universe is a stretch. But yeah, Forerunners. Nobody knew who the fuck the Forerunners were.
Yeah. A lot of people thought they were... well, it's weird, because, like, the fucking... the original one calls the Spartan a Forerunner.
Yeah, which is odd.
Yeah.
Which is wrong, as well.
Yeah, it's also wrong.
But yeah, the rings. Technology versus humanity.
We could fight these rings. That's like every gaming nerd. Fight all these rings.
But I'm super excited about the new one coming out. It's not coming out till next year, apparently, now.
Halo 6?
Infinite?
Halo 7?
Halo Infinite. Apparently it's supposed to be more open world-esque.
Gross.
Did I just flash?
But I don't know how true that is.
That'd be horrible.
It could be horrible, it could be great.
Could be horrible.
Apologies, listeners, but I am actually super tired right now.
Same. That's why I'm drinking coffee, actually.
Yeah, he's drinking coffee.
I'm gonna put some whiskey in this. Ain't no really bad mouth hot whiskey.
Whiskey was my first chat room name.
You know what is good though?
What's that?
Whiskey and tea.
I've never really gave that a shot.
Really?
Whiskey, tea, and honey?
Yes. Dude, fucking... if you just make a really good cup of tea, pour a little whiskey in that. Delicious.
If I ever just had whiskey on hand.
Pour a bottle of this in it. Just kidding. No, like...
the bottle. The entire bottle.
The entire bottle. Duh. I mean, you understand... you begin to understand why a Long Island tastes like nothing but tea. How it can have like 3 different alcohols in it, and it's like, oh shit, this doesn't taste like anything. Dude, I did it one night with like... so I had like chamomile tea. I just made like my best chamomile tea, and I like poured a little bit of what do you call it, Johnny Walker in it, and I was like, that didn't taste like it had anything in it. I was like, obviously I didn't pour enough in it. So I poured a little more in it. I was like, no, obviously not enough, and I just kept adding. Then I just I realized how much Johnny Walker I poured into my tea, and I was like, this is like half alcohol, and I could barely taste it.
I just think you talk about that, and just think of that scene from Men in Black, where the cockroach is like, sugar, water. She's adding more sugar to it, and all he's doing is like, to tell her to add more. That's just what I thought.
See,
like you doing to yourself, like.
No, this whiskey. I don't know what it is. Make whiskey hot, just better. Hot whiskey.
Nobody's bad mouthing hot whiskey.
Oh my god, dude, you should get a cup of like just whiskey, coffee, delicious.
BRB. Talk about your next one.
Oh, okay. Games?
Yeah.
I don't really have another game because I did the other one for lulz. Really, truly.
What's that?
Conker's Bad Fur Day. So it's not exactly against technology, but he does fight against technology the entire game. Hilarious game. If
Which one?
Huh? The original Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, Conker's.
So, yeah, so goddamn...
The one with the squirrels.
Yeah, so goddamn graphic. Animated.
I remember
so that they
game.
could be so much more lewd. Like, that game was ridiculous. It earned its mature rating.
Just like South Park? You ever play a South Park game on 64?
Yeah, it was shit.
I remember we rented it from a Blockbuster one time, and my mom didn't know it had curse words in it. She's like, "What are you guys playing?" And it's like, "You let us rent it."
But no. Did you ever play the original Conquerors? Oh god, that thing was so like, yeah, that thing was worthy of like 3 mature ratings. Way more than that, if you really want to be honest.
And that was back then when like a 13-year-old could buy a mature game.
Yeah, and
Before it was like M17.
Yeah, the what do you call it? Like even the remake of Conqueror's Bad Fur Day wasn't as bad as the original one.
Oh really?
Like yeah, they like it was still it was a mature set. Like the remake was a mature 17 game, and it was tame compared to the original one.
How was it related to humanity versus technology? I know you say you just made it for the lulz,
Oh,
but
well, there's like the entire way through, you're literally facing nothing but like robots and fucking. You find out like everything's like animatronic.
you know what that kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
Over the Hedge.
How?
Because it's little furry animals against
Fucking Hammy, dude. Hammy is awesome.
against progressive people trying to move in.
Yeah.
You know, getting rid of their little forest they had.
Yeah.
That counts,
Oh,
right?
God. Dude, Hammy made that movie.
Don't give him an energy drink.
Whoa. Last thing you need is more energy.
Like everything's all slow for him when he takes his off.
The fucking world just stops. I got the cookie.
But yeah, I didn't think of many games. And again, guys, if you think of anything that we didn't, be sure to type them in the comments. You know,
We might go back through and like,
we're gonna definitely come through these subjects again, and it'd be great to have ideas.
or at least like talk about, like read them, play them, and then like, or watch them, or listen to whatever. We can experience it and then talk about it.
Yeah.
It's, just now realizing we don't know enough about it. Like,
Yeah. School me. I need to be schooled.
Big oof on this one.
To be honest, Darren chose it too.
Yeah.
So
I was like, yeah, that should be easy. It's like that's like practically every story, and then it was like,
maybe not. That's
Yeah.
just aliens.
there's aliens. Oh, there used to be this really old movie about technology and how like, well, it's an alien force, but it takes over technology, and it's like I think it was called Cars or some shit like that. But, like,
Avatar.
no. But it was about how like some alien force was taking over vehicles, and it was like they're using vehicles to, like run over people, and I don't know why, but they're like somehow they all got caught inside of a fucking gas station. And to be honest, like that movie should have ended there, because they took control of like 4 or 5 semis, and all they were doing was circling the gas station. And it was like, no, you could run all 5 of them through that building and kill everybody. It was like just full send it, man. It's like you could full send that tanker right into that building and kill everybody.
What are you waiting for?
But that was a thing. It was I remember it kind of freaking me out, like as a kid. I don't know why. It was like Cars.
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 Christine.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a scary movie that has a basic premise of Christine, but it's a vampire motorcycle?
What's Christine?
Christine is a Stephen King book / movie where the car is alive and sentient and it kills people.
Really?
Dope.
Dope.
There's this really bad spin-off of basically that with a vampiric motorcycle, and it's pretty hilarious. I learned about
like
this
intentionally.
it's intentionally made bad. I feel like.
Okay. It's like you gotta be trying.
You gotta try to make it that bad. Like same with that movie Rubber, where it's just the tire killing people. Apparently it's sentient and has telepathic powers, so where it can make people's heads explode.
Yeah, that movie when it came out.
The end of that movie,
Christ.
have you heard of that in this movie?
No.
No? It gets reincarnated into a tricycle.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so dumb. Why?
Purposefully made bad.
Goddamn Sharknado.
Right? Dude, that movie made so much money.
I don't know how either. For the lulz.
For the lulz. Okay, I think there's one more subject we gotta go over.
Music.
Music.
That's it.
Music. What? We're so good on time.
Are we though?
Haven't taken a break once.
Like slightly. Just kidding.
I feel like this is a good amount of time though. You
Yeah.
know? It's not too much. It's not overbearing, which is kind of why I kind of stopped a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, like, we'd be going on for like 3 hours normally.
Yeah, we do go on for a while. We start talking, like, once we have like prep, like that's what gets us.
Yeah,
Is that prep time, and then
doing
it's
too
like,
much prep.
oh shit! It's like we got way too much to talk about now.
3 each? Nah, just cut that back a little bit.
It's like, yeah, cut it down. What'd you get? Because I only have a band.
I have
Really?
I have 2.
Okay.
Okay. And one, the first part is very on the nose, and I only chose it because of the name. And
Okay.
it's the band is more for against government than it is technology.
Okay.
The band is Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, gross. It's all in the title.
It's all in the title. It's very on the nose. Great band, but yeah, that I only chose it because of the name of the band for this subject.
Fair enough. I'm going with Static X because Static X was one of those things. Was like, it was weird in the sense that like they used technology in their music, but to say that technology taking over was a bad thing, and it was like
Fair.
It was like all right, it's like make up your mind.
A little counterproductive there, isn't it, guys?
It's like using the system to bring itself down. But it was good music.
Yeah.
It was just a little, I don't know, hypocritical for the time, I guess.
And again, another one that's more about politics than actual technology is "Welcome to the Machine" by Pink Floyd. It's off of it's a specific song by Pink Floyd, obviously, and it's off of their album "Wish You Were Here," and it's got this whole build up to it, and it's like "Welcome to the Machine" and all this jazz. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. It's a great song. Listen to the whole fucking album. It's like one song has like 6 parts.
What about Led Zeppelin?
What about Led Zeppelin?
I don't know. I was fucking around.
So I'm sure they have a song too, but like,
Yeah,
none that I could like talk about off the top of my head. But hell yeah, that's all I got.
Dope. So whiskey.
So whiskey. So in terms of drinking this whiskey,
Yeah.
would you prefer it straight or as the mixed cocktail you've been making?
Okay, I gotta say that I have no problems with the mint julep. It's just, it's a cocktail. Which is weird. One of the oldest cocktails, before cocktails were even cocktails, actually. But
Okay.
no, I'm like that's the thing. It's like before, because technically a mint julep is supposed to be a medicine. It's a type of medicine, and then it's like, oh yeah, I believe you. You're just getting hammered. when,
hey, what are you drinking over there? It's medicine. I'm just drinking medicine.
It's medicine. This is my.
It's good for me.
It's delicious, so it tastes good. So it is good.
Has to be good.
Has to be good. But no, it was supposedly it was a medicinal drink before anything else, and yeah,
What
it wasn't considered.
What was it medicinal for? Like stomachache or something?
Yeah, it was like yeah, it's exactly what it was for. Like, I don't know how you hit the nose. On that so
It was a guess.
It's like I can see that settling my stomach.
I mean, I do. I can.
But I don't know. Like, what is mint traditionally used for? That's the only thing I've really heard of. That was like it was used to settle your stomach. But mint is one of those things.
Yeah.
Like most cultures have mint, right?
Yeah. Some people just like pick the leaves and just chew on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did as a kid.
Same. Went to the post office because they had mint growing outside the post office in Cameron. And go to the post office, like grab a mint, walk home. Done here.
I got what I wanted. You know what you don't see that much anymore? Fucking honey blossoms.
Honey blossoms. What are honey
or
blossoms?
like what do you call it? Desert roses.
Honeycombs?
I mean, no. But like, have you ever had them?
I don't know.
Like desert roses, like they're they're really really tiny little roses that are like black or not black. They're red, obviously, but it's like a single leaf that shapes into a cone. Where like, and if you pull it up and you bite the end of it, there's a really really sweet nectar that just completely pours out of it. It's delicious. It's all hell.
No, I've never seen that in Cameron.
Really? They're all over the desert. Well, not anymore. You don't see them as too much anymore. But like when I was a kid, you see like if you saw one, you saw like a fucking full field of them.
Yeah.
And then it was just like
honey blossom. No, all we have is yucca and the two bushes. There's the greenish one when it's there's a lot of rain, it turns green, but then afterwards it turns like a dull green. And then the other one were those really sticky bushes. I think they were I think they were the ones that produced the bullheads.
No, they didn't produce bullheads. They were because that was a bush. Like, but
yeah,
like
I'm talking about little bushes. Yeah, those are the only plants I remember seeing around.
No, you remember the little ones where they had like the sticky leaves, where like literally if you're like any part of your clothing brushed up against it, it like rip out, it would tear off a piece of the leaf, and it would just stick to your clothes.
Not in Cameron, no.
Oh, damn! I thought that when you said a sticky bush, I was like, oh yeah,
no, like a prickly bush.
Oh, okay. But I remember those, and those things were annoying as fuck. If you like walked into the middle of the fucking, if you walked into like the desert.
I remember me and my older brother Charles, right? We used to break those sticky bushes up, and we used to like hit each other with it. We just like battle with them.
God.
We had like a whole bunch of like small scrapes on our arms and everything. My dad came out one time, was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? Stop that! What are you idiots?
Why are you beating each other with bushes?"
So we're playing.
No, you remember the little arrowhead bushes? You have to remember those.
I feel like you're making things up. Arrowhead bushes. Explain this to me.
All right, so they're like little. They look like little mini spears that you could like literally like. There's like a big tail on it, and then it's like a little curly at the end, where you can literally like just pull it out of the plant, and it has this seed but it's like a point at the end of it, and you literally just throw it at each other. It is fucking hilarious because they are so goddamn sharp that they literally can't puncture your skin.
We didn't have those.
Yes, they're all over the reservation. What are you talking about?
They're not in Cameron. Cameron is one of the lowest parts of the reservation.
I was gonna be like, it's like, how do you not know about all these bushes?
Okay, like someone's like, "Oh, you guys are about like what 5,000 feet?" I'm like, "No, Cameron's about 2,000 to 3,000 feet." Everywhere else on the reservation is on that plateau.
Yeah.
We're right before that plateau. So, like, there's a lot of things we don't have that a lot of other places that the res has.
Yeah, that's fair.
it's a thing.
I believe it. It's just, you don't know about real simple bushes. I'm just kidding.
Bushes I see everywhere. Like I'm sure if I like just legitimately walked around Pinion, like when I hang out with Tillman out there, I could probably find these bushes.
Yeah, like
but I've never actively looked for them. You know, like, oh, there's the bushes.
You don't have to actively look for them. They're fucking everywhere.
I'm just saying, not where I'm from.
Okay.
On the reservation.
That's fair. But like, dude, just going out like the desert, like everybody's like, oh, it's a desert. There's nothing out there. It's like there's plenty of shit out there.
Look at that.
It's like you see all this weird shit.
I just think of that meme with like Will Smith where he's like has his hands out, like, you know, he's like, or SpongeBob doing the same thing, like.
Yeah.
Just having his hands out, like, look at it, it's right there.
It's like all this stuff. But no, like my favorite one was like so normally you would just go out into like you would just go like mess around and you gather like you could like literally line them up, put them all in your palm, get like a fucking like 50 or 60 of them of these little spear things, and you could like hold them. Obviously my hands were a little smaller back then, but like but you could like but like if you held them and it was just like this giant honeycomb of like fucking like skin puncturing little needles where you could just throw it at people and be like oh my god.
All I'm thinking of are like the little feather ones that you find here in town that you could just like pick off and like toss at each other.
The one that kind of looks like wheat.
It just gets stuck to the shirts.
Yeah,
that's what I think of.
No, these ones are like.
But the way you describe like long reed with a little pointy end that can actually puncture skin.
Yeah,
I'm actually sure I punctured skin with the little.
With the green ones.
Yeah.
No, these things are like okay. So the ones I'm talking about, they're tan. They grow up and they look a lot like it looks a lot like wheat coming up out of the ground. Except the only thing you really see off of these things are like the wisp end of it. So like they're I'm pretty sure that seed that's inside of it flowers and it blows off somewhere, but like if it's not getting stuck in like animal fur or like people walking by, like I'm pretty sure that seed's there to get stuck in something, and if it doesn't, it flowers and it like blows away. But the you could walk by these things and there's like maybe like 3 or 4 per reed, so you could literally like go through the bush, grab like wave your hand across and have like a handful of them. And the funny part about being a kid is like you don't really give a shit how much it hurts to somebody else as long as it's not happening to you. Yeah. Like you can get a handful of them. You can go up to like somebody like I did this to my cousins because they did it to me, and I was just like, I'm gonna be a dick. It's my turn to be a dick. It's like,
I'm the captain now.
Yeah. And then you just whip it at them as hard as you can, and it's like you just see they're like it's funny because if you whip it into them hard enough, like you see their shirt and it just sticks to their skin, and then you like realize which ones punctured their skin, and it's like I was like and then you just look at them and like
it's like back arch.
Yeah.
Gosh.
That's when you like. That's when he cuts to high hell and you just like start running after each other.
Yeah, so in Cameron, we do have these trees. Kind of like trees, half tree, half bush, I feel like.
Yeah.
But they're down where the riverbed is, kind of. And they're like very feathery-ish, like leaves? They're not really leaves, they're just like kind of like spread out. But yeah. They come out like reeds sometimes.
Yeah.
Or they have reeds coming out of them. And we used to break those off and make them into like little arrows. Because coincidentally, like the thicker part of the tree are great in making bows.
Yeah.
Because they're like really... Because they're in the riverbeds. They're very... they have a lot of moisture in them.
Yeah.
And so then you could bend them and then dry them out and then have them that way. And then just like... And we use the reeds that they bring... Like that they produce as arrows. And everything.
That's hilarious.
It's a whole thing, and then it was.
You had to be there.
You had to be there. Like it was a lot of fun as a child out in Cameron. Like not the same type of fun.
No,
but fun.
Yeah. Man, I wish I had one of those things just to show you. You know what? I could probably find it on the internet.
Okay, you can find it later.
My phone's still in there. But yeah. But no. Okay, so the interesting part about this is like I don't know, it was like, so it was always like the whole thing was like probably like 5 or 6 inches long in general. And it was weird because it was
that's about 5-6 inches long.
yeah, so whatever, man. And then so you could break off the curly part at the end. So it was always straight, like 5 or 6 inches, and then there was a curly part at the end. So you could break that part off and you could throw it farther. And we'd always play by like throwing these things at each other when we're like just goofing around. And every once in a while you try to like block your face with it and you just get stuck in your forearm. But the weird part is that really, really straight part, it was always looked like it was twisted already. So it was tan and black, and it always wrapped around each other. And it was weird. I don't know how it did that.
You're gonna have to show me later.
Yeah, definitely.
You're gonna have to show me later.
Yeah, definitely. Because like it's a mystery how perfectly these things shape themselves, and then it's like, oh yeah, well it also like it makes a sturdy fucking straight thing, and that's why it's called like an arrowhead, bush, because you literally pull out the seed and it's like looks like an arrow when you pull it out, like a really, really tiny arrow.
Huh. Okay. So I don't remember your answer.
So what?
If you preferred, you just explained that it was an old-timey...
oh, yeah. Well, I prefer... Yeah, this whiskey, I actually prefer it straight. It's delicious straight.
Okay. Because
like,
you went on a whole spiel about like how this is like one of the oldest...
drinks. I wouldn't even call it
cocktail thing, but it's not really a cocktail. It's quote-unquote a medicine.
Was a medicine.
But yeah, so you prefer it straight.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of this whiskey.
Yeah, in terms of this whiskey, I prefer it straight. I mean, obviously making it into a mint julep just elevates that, so you gotta like the base of it. You gotta like the base of it if you're gonna make it like something better out of it.
Sure. Hot whiskey,
bro. I forgot I poured it in the coffee, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's got whiskey in it."
But yeah, if you don't have anything left to talk about, I don't have much left to talk about. This is the end.
What about the simple syrup? Wait, what? How do you prefer it? How do you prefer this whiskey tonight?
I'm not sure if I'm making it right. But at this point in time, I think I prefer it in my coffee.
Yeah, same. Same. That's the entire reason I didn't make another mint julep. I was like, it works better in the coffee. It's like, I didn't need to put sugar in my coffee. That whiskey's good enough.
In case we didn't explain this, the whiskey we're drinking, the E.H. Taylor Jr. Is that what it is?
Well, it's
just Taylor.
It's just Taylor. I've only heard it as just Taylor.
Okay. The one we have has a very
sweet taste to it.
Like at the front of the tasting. It's like very prominent at the beginning, and then you taste like the harshness of the alcohol at the end.
Yeah,
but it's not even really there. You can taste that it's there at the end.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it's very sweet. And so then it pairs well with coffee. That's all I can say.
The way I would describe it is like it's sweet to begin with, then you can taste the mash right under it, and then like right at the end you get that like aftertaste of alcohol. Mm. It's only once it's out of your mouth that you taste alcohol, which is weird.
For a whiskey that's 100 proof anyway.
Yeah.
It's like 50% alcohol, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's very interesting.
Yeah.
For that amount of alcohol.
It's an experience, definitely. Because I don't think I've had like a smoother whiskey than that.
At this
point. Yeah, at this point I've not. Oh, the I don't mean to brag, but like,
Don't mean to boast.
yeah, the Lagavulin from Game of Thrones. Dude,
so mad you didn't bring it. So mad you didn't bring it.
That is amazing. That thing is like, dude, so much flavor in it. It's
I'm so
like,
mad you didn't bring it.
dude, like you think it's,
I don't. I'm not trying to think about it. I didn't bring it up this entire time. There's a reason why.
But I did, and it was amazing. And it was like, he's like, every flavor.
In case we haven't brought it up before,
Yeah.
we might have brought up the fact that we want to try the
Game of Thrones
Game of
edition.
Thrones
Alcohol collection.
inspired Scotch collection.
Yeah, it is a Scotch collection. Yeah.
And the one Lagavulin, one of my favorite Scotch makers, has a version within the Game of Thrones versions, and it's like a 9 years, right?
Yeah, it's a 9-year.
It's a 9 year, and that's a very. I've never seen a 9 year of Lagavulin,
Me either.
so that like, and how long do you wait gives it a very different flavor and profile and whatnot.
So, we had the double cast 12-year, right?
16?
No,
12?
it was a 12-year. That's a 12.
I'll be right back. It's right there.
It's right there. It's literally right there.
All I know is that this thing cost me like $130.
Yeah, I think it's pretty.
way cheaper than it was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's a pretty expensive bottle. You gotta check the bottle.
16.
It's a 16-year?
2001 to 2017.
Okay. Nice. But it's a double cast.
It is a double cast. It calls it double matured,
Whatever.
which is the same thing.
Yeah. I wanted to get the the 16-year of a single cast, which I thought would have been delicious. I mean, it's just more flavor, but whatever. But no, the Lagavulin for the Game of Thrones edition, the 9-year, super strong. Like, from what I remember, like, Lagavulin itself, like, kind of subtle in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Not this one. This thing
Right.
is fucking. This has got like flavor upon flavor.
Yeah, because the way I would describe the Lagavulin that we had before, it was very it was very light on the flavors, but it was very smoky. It had a hint of everything in there.
Yeah.
That you would expect from the Isles, or so they tell me.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had many. But,
Me either.
But they're like, oh yeah, this region is usually very smoky in its profile.
Yeah. Well, that's because there's like a lot of peat around the Isles, I think.
Feet?
Yeah, those. I mean, you went there. I just like. I'm just agreeing with you.
So I'm not doing this right now.
No, you know what I want to like? You know what I want to try? The fucking the Irish version of moonshine. Oh, I forget what it's called.
I don't know.
It's something with a P.
Panache?
No, like Pachi or some shit like that.
Pokey?
No. But it's like it's pretty much like moonshine for. But it's like a
Scottish version of.
I mean, obviously they did it first, so I don't know that. Like, it's one of those drinks where it's like, oh yeah, make you go blind. It's like, yeah, fucking,
Oh, hell yeah.
it's like, oh, it'll fuck you up. Give me some. So it's one of the kind of want to try it because apparently it's strong. Well, it's not strong. It just tastes very strong.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. What the fuck did you do?
I drank the rest of the drink that was been sitting in the mint.
Oh. Did it taste like pure mint?
It tasted like peppermint schnapps.
That was just water and mint. That was weird. I thought it was gonna have like a hint of alcohol. It didn't. But you gotta try this. Just try mint and whiskey.
Oh, that's right now, isn't it?
Yeah, you gotta do that.
But yeah, any word from our sponsors, Darren?
Do we have sponsors?
No.
Nah, we're good.
Happy Accidents, which is a company I part own. They've agreed to help produce
Some of the show?
do some promotion for it.
Yeah, def.
So,
I kind of want to see what happens with this, though.
Oh, the
whiskey,
mint?
yeah, the whiskey and the mint.
Gosh. In case you don't know Happy Accidents, it's a media production company that works with graphic design, video, and music. I do the music part, obviously, because I'm doing audio and stuff. And if the audio isn't that great on this podcast, it's because I haven't tried very hard. In terms of getting the right setting for the audio. If you hear stuff in the background, that's because it's hot in my fucking house and I need this window open.
It's hot in here. Don't bother me.
You hear sounds in the background, you hear a little bit of the wind. That's okay. Okay?
It's like, you hear a car passing, that's fine.
I came up with the intro tune, the outro tune for the show, and you know, I sang in the background when it's break time, which we didn't have one this week, which is odd. I feel like.
Yeah, we didn't break. That's weird.
We didn't break. It's been hour and a half, no breaks.
Yeah, that shit just opens up your mouth, doesn't it?
What the
fuck, dude? Yeah.
That takes away all the sugar that you taste at the beginning of this. Of
the whiskey.
Of the whiskey, like not sugar, but the sweetness.
And it just kicks you in the mouth. It's hilarious.
It's not entirely unpleasant.
No, it's not unpleasant. It's just not what you're expecting.
It's just yeah. It's
fucking sneaks up on you.
It's very forward at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like, so feel this. It's like Elsa freezing her sister.
It's like this
in a
is
good
how
way.
it feels to chew five or the fuck that
the 5 gum.
Yeah, the 5
This is
gum
how it
thing.
feels to chew 5 gum. You drink this and I get that.
It's like, oh fuck.
It's like the weird looking things that you like want to feel.
Yeah.
on the commercials.
Dude,
Yeah.
the one I would want to feel in that thing is like the fucking remember when he's surrounded by like speakers, he just like feels all the vibration and is like, oh fuck.
So, which flavor's that gum?
It's like, I want to feel that one.
It's like spearmint. Like, no, that's not it. That's not it.
That's cooling flavor. Fuck that flavor.
What is the one that makes me feel the bass?
All the bass. And how it feels to chew 5 mint gum, whatever the fuck it was.
Five. I think it's just 5 gum. Yeah.
Those are good memes.
Those gum. That gum came out with great commercials, but that gum was really sugary. It had a lot of. You chewed it and it was just like.
That's sugar.
That's sugar with a little bit hints of spices that they put in there, like the mint.
I don't know. The cinnamon one was like fucking crazy though, because that was like it was like chewing 3 Big Reds.
Big Red. What happened to Big Reds?
Right? Dude, all these gum flavors that were supposed to be like double mint.
That cinnamon. Like, you remember those gummy bears that were the cinnamon?
Yeah, cinnamon bears?
Cinnamon bears. Those were great, weren't they?
Dude, they just got stuck to your mouth.
No, you chew them. They were great though.
Oh,
They were
God.
great. Like you could taste the sugar, you could taste the cinnamon. It was spicy, but not spicy, and it's just all around good times.
Tillman cracks me up with his soju. Dude, that peach one tastes exactly like peach rings.
Oh, right?
I was like,
I know why you like these.
I was like, that's peach rings.
I know why you like these, and the reason why you like these is the reason why I don't want to drink them. It's too easy to drink. You know?
Yeah, it's like drinking a peach ring. How dare you?
But yeah, I guess that's the end of the episode. Thanks for listening. I've been you, Ryan.
I'm Darren.
And, yeah. I guess we're just kind of ending it right there, huh?
Yeah. Game over.